Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with Stamp Creatively. I have some camp cards to show you. I have some to show you and then some I'm actually going to create. One I'm going to create. I've already done a video on this one. Everybody likes a monkey with a candy treat in the middle. This is the adorable little monkeys that have a punch. This is the Hey Chuck because it was Hey Chick last time. So this is the Hey Chuck with just a fun little fold with designer series paper. There's a designer series paper sale going on right now. Everybody likes a good designer series paper sale. This is done with note cards and envelopes and those cute little Zany Zoo characters. And then this one is done with the new Wanted to Say dies. Because they're not listed with anything else in the catalog, sometimes we miss those. And I used the Berry Harvest. It's a big background stamp. So to get the background I wanted, which was here, because again, I'm doing this as a camp card, so I'm doing it as a project where I want them to finish and go home. So I tried it a couple of different ways before I came up with this way, and let me show you what I did. This is on watercolor paper with StazOn and our watercolor pencils. This one is just on regular white with watercolor pencils and Memento. And this is the same way. This is watercolor pencils, white, and Memento. It just took too long to color the whole background. The difference between these two is I added some blue to the background. So this is, I'll show you how I decided, what I decided to do for camp. So first, I took a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece and ran it through with the contour dies, or scalloped contours. I wanted to have a little bit of a ruffle on it. So I did that first. Then I'm going to take my Berry Harvest and I'm going to ink it with my Memento. And I just need to make sure that that's well inked. This is when I miss my Stamparatus most because I would open and close it till I got it just right. But that's not a thing anymore, unfortunately. So I took my Memento, I turned it over, put it where I wanted it, and then I took a piece of cardboard. I just cut it up. Obviously, I've used it a couple of times. And you can either take the back of your pad or whatever, but I wanted to hit all the corners and try to make sure I got all my spots. If I don't, I'm not going to sweat it because it's just, it looks good. Either way I do it. There we go. Oh, it came out good. So that's all just the way I want it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Balmy Blue and I am going to lightly tap it in here. I have my mini blend brush and I always start off the paper and kind of work my way in, or it just gets a little dark for me. I'm not worried about if I'm going over the leaves or the berries because I just want my background shaded and I'm going to add the other colors later, and so it'll work out fine. And if it's a little bluer than I want in one spot, that's okay too. Okay, so I've added my blue with my Balmy Blue and my little blending brush. Now I'm going to take my Lemon Lime Twist and I'm going to use a little ink dauber. And I'm going to go over those leaves. And so remember when I said it really didn't matter if I got a little blue on them? It's because I'm going to do this. So now I've added some green with a dauber. And do you want to see this up a little closer? Here, let me. So you can see those colors. Okay. And you can see the pattern I put on my paper. So now I'm going to take, we have a new watercolor pencil set. This is from the new watercolor pencil. I have Old Olive, Fresh Freesia, Melon Mambo, and Early Espresso. The Early Espresso, I'm just going to kind of go down the stems and darkening them just a little bit. This one I got out of the lines a little bit, and I can always go back over it and kind of blend it a little bit if I want. I can't get it super wet because again I'm using Memento and I'm not using watercolor paper and I don't like the way that looks. But what if I want to go over it a little bit, I can. Then here's my Old Olive, and I'm going to go through and just make some of the stems a little darker that go down the middle of my leaf. And then again, if I want to, I can really lightly go over this and kind of blend that. Again, you can't spend too much time on there with the water or you're going to get in trouble. Here's my berries. And this is the Fresh Freesia. And mine are raspberries. You can make your berry anything you want. I'm not spending a lot of detail with the color. And then this is the Melon Mambo. I'm just going to go around and hit those berries in one of the, somewhere around it. And you have people that are going to color this beautifully. Mine is just a quick color. Now again, I'm not going to squeeze out a ton of water. I just kind of want to blend those. I could use a blending brush. But this is just a little bit faster, or a blend, you know, one of our blends. But this little water paint just goes a little bit faster. Okay, you want to see how that looks up close? What do you think? Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over. And these are our strips of adhesive sheets. And I need a little bit of adhesive sheet for my words. So I just cut a piece. I'm going to tear off that side. And I know I want my words on this side, so I'm going to put this about here. Okay, so I took my Big Boss and I ran this Feel Better Soon through so I could pop it right out of my pattern. So it's going to come right out of here. And I am going to pop out all of my little contraband pieces. And remember, I have that adhesive sheet on the back. So when I go to put this on, it's going to work really well. Okay, so I have all my little pieces out of here. Okay, so I took the wider image because it's a layered image. So this is the larger piece, and I did it out of black. Again, I didn't make you watch me run it through the die cut machine. So I'm going to peel that off. Stick that right on top of here. Because it's really fine, you just kind of want to give yourself a minute to lay it all down to make sure it hits those letters. Come on, S. I need to scooch it up here a little bit. like I said, it's really fine letters, so you just have to take a minute to make sure it's all going to lay down where you want it. There, now I've got it where I want it. Okay, before I finish it and mount it, I wanted it to sparkle. So here it is, and I'm going to show you what the bottom's going to look like when I go over it with the Wink of Stella. So you can see the difference. So can you see the bottom of that has a little bit of sparkle to it? Yeah, you can see it. So the bottom sparkles where I put that Wink of Stella. And you can see that the top doesn't yet. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on all of it so you can see. But it looks like I took, instead of just the basic black, it looks like I took black shimmer paper. Okay, so there you go. We've got a little shimmer now. And then I've got little pieces everywhere. I'm going to take my, this is the lemon lime twist. Fold it over. Move this out of the way. I got colored pencils all over the place. Okay. So I folded that in half. Now I'm going to seal this down. I have this I can peel off because that'll help it stick. There's that adhesive sheet that I used for the letters. And I'm going to put this on. I don't necessarily want it straight. I'm going to put it on a little crooked. Because of the die cut, I can't go super crooked. Okay, so this is the foam sheet. It's those foam sheets that we have. And if you're not sure where they are in the catalog, okay, sorry, my nose was, I should have stopped it. Okay, I was going to sneeze. These are those foam sheets. They come like this. And I'm going to pop these little pieces out. And I'll show you why in just a second. I'm going to stick this right over the top of where I cut that out. I want this to come out so I can see my green. Come out, come out. Okay. Now I'm going to peel this top part off because it's a double sticky. It's like a dimensional sheet. And I'm going to put this piece on top. And that lines up right on top. And then, of course, it's beautiful just the way it is. But I wanted to add some of our pretty brass butterflies. Because they're beautiful. Oh, and then when I was all done, I thought I might try a little bit of this. Take your handy dandy bone folder, and this gives me a little bit of speckles in the background. So my background's a little speckled and doesn't look too plain. So there you go, friends. Can you see the sparkle on those words? It's so pretty. All right, thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend. and I hope to stamp with you again soon. There's one. I just kind of did the middle. This one I did the whole thing. So you can see the difference. And this one I did with a ribbon. I mean, again, I played a lot with it. Get it just the way I wanted. All right, friends, thanks for joining me. You have a great weekend or whenever you're watching this, and I will chat at you again soon. Thanks. Bye.